Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonky Kook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and we are continuing our pause glitch playthrough of Wilmot's Warehouse, also showing off the re-rolling deliveries method at some point during this playthrough. We are in part 4 and year 4 as I am lining them up. I am once again not going to be spending too much time talking here. I've gone through everything. We're going through the only thing that will make this playthrough or episode a little bit longer is if a banana or finch shows up, and I will be demonstrating to you how to re-roll deliveries to maximize your chances of getting the other items in those groupings. Otherwise, this will be exactly the same as the last two parts. Quick and simple without a lot of interjection. I will only be coming back in to tell you guys about upgrades or if there are any grouping items that come in on deliveries that we need to sort. And if there's anything miscellaneous that pops up that I think is worth letting you guys know about. So we will continue on here. So we have the microphone as part of the music group. And is that the head of the guitar, I believe? So that'll give us, I believe, 3 of the music grouping items. And once again, we are waiting. We have 5 groupings with 3 items, so hopefully the game will favor us. And we can start checking off some of these groupings. It's very frustrating to have 3 items and then be getting to the end of the game and not be getting the 4th. So I will touch on that real quick here. As I mentioned in the first part, or second part, I think it was the first part, re-rolling deliveries generally is useless for the non-banana or finch groups. The reason why it's useless is because you can start a new game and potentially get the for example, this wheel in the first 12 items that you get in the warehouse. So if you just need the wheels grouping, you could restart the game, look for the wheel. If you don't have it, start a new game until a wheel shows up. It doesn't work for bananas and finches because you need to wait until item 50, or item 44, excuse me, year 2. And so it's not really worth re-rolling to try to get any of those other groupings. The only time it is worth it is at the very last month that you get a delivery, which is, let me make sure I run this through my head right, it is September of 2001. September of 2001 is the very last delivery that comes through that you can re-roll the delivery. That is items 193 to 196. You do get a manifest that shows you items 197 through 200, but you never get a delivery for those items. So the September delivery is the last one that you can re-roll items for. And if you, for example, have 3 of the, the pill, the amateur pharmacist groupings, and want to try to get the 4th before the game is over, I would do it a couple times. Don't go wild and sit there for 30 minutes trying to re-roll your deliveries. If it's not going to happen right away, it's probably not going to happen. It's a waste of time when you could just restart the game in 30 seconds and start over and prioritize getting the groupings. So I would recommend it. Do it a little bit to try to finish off groupings at the end of the game if you desire to, but I wouldn't overload your time trying to do it. It's not really worth it. That is a music item, and we have a banana. Holy crap. This is not a drill. Okay. So we are going to drop everything. I am going to show you how to reroll items and hopefully get the other 3 bananas in a relatively quick and painless time period. So this will be the re-rolling demonstration method, and I will go over everything you need to know about re-rolling deliveries. So we got the banana, and we just got an oven mitt, and I don't remember what the other, it was that orange ball, and I can't remember if there was another item or what it was. So go down, check the delivery. Oh yeah, the music item. Okay. We'll get our banana. So this will give us the music achievement, which we don't have yet. Or do we? There it is. Okay. This took a while. So we got our music achievement. Okay, I'm going to sort the delivery real quick, and then we will begin the setup for re-rolling deliveries. We actually aren't going to be able to do it here anyways, because our next delivery is a stock take. So we'll have to go a phase or 2 ahead before we can re-roll anyways. Excited. There's a lot to cover here now. And I hope it works out as well as it has in the other videos I've done on this. So, nothing to upgrade, head back to work. Pause the game, sort the delivery, and we will get ourselves set up to re-roll. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to swap inputs here. Sorry for that delay. Now everything will run a bit more smoothly for me to record for you. So, once you have sorted the stock take, you're going to skip ahead to get to the service phase. And once we get to the service phase, you're going to perform the pause glitch. As soon as you perform the pause glitch, the shutter closes, you start to get stars. When the camera refocuses on Wilmot, pause the game. I will show you what I mean by that, but the camera goes to the window and focuses on the window closing, and then it returns to Wilmot, and you have like 3 or 4 seconds before the manifest shows up, and that is when we want to pause the game and create our save. Because if we don't get the item we are looking for, we will use the guide button to quit out and reload, and then we will get 4 new items on the manifest next time. Well, probably. I'll go into depth on that once we do it. But so we are going to skip ahead, use the pause glitch. The camera goes to the window. Once the camera returns to Wilmot here, pause the game. You just leave the game saved in the bottom right-hand corner. Instead of going to the menu like you do for the pause glitch, though, just resume the game. This brings you to the manifest, and we will get our 4 items. We did not get a banana, no surprise there. So we are now going to make sure you don't press A too fast so you don't head back to work. There is a chance the game auto-saves on you, and you'd have to move on to the next delivery to be able to try this again. So I stay at this manifest and don't get back into the game if I don't get the items I'm looking for. So since we didn't get a banana, hit the guide button, scroll down to Wilmot's warehouse, press the pause pause button and go down to quit the game. Immediately after quitting it, relaunch it, choose your profile, and head back in. This takes about 30 seconds on a Series X. I don't have the other consoles available to test it, so I don't know if it might be a little bit longer for you. But 30 seconds is not very long, as you can see. It also takes advantage of using slot 1. When you load back in, press A a bunch of times again, and you will come back in a few seconds before the manifest. You can once again get your items. There was no banana, and we just repeat the process. Pause on Wilmot's, quit the game, reload the game, choose our account, and hop back in. As I said, about 30 seconds per. However long you want to spend doing this is entirely on you. I will say, even though it can get boring, it is significantly faster than doing this legitimate method. So we didn't get a banana again. So I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't think we've repeated any items. Normally, when you re-roll, you repeat items a lot. And as I mentioned, I think in part 3, I was talking about how the hardware items, it's crazy that we had like all of 16 of the hardware items with 90 items in the warehouse. Like a fifth of the items were hardware items, and that's crazy. Okay. It's because the game, I believe, prioritizes. Well, number one, the game does not equally draw from all 500 items that are in the game. Even though you have a 200 item limit, there are 500 items total in the game, and just the way that the deliveries show up makes it pretty obvious that you're not getting an equal chance to draw any tile at every phase. Okay, so something came in, and I am going to grab it. And that means we're going to skip ahead here. So I want to test that astronomy grouping, and we have we have Jupiter that just came in, so we can test that grouping. So I want to do that. So we're going to skip ahead. It doesn't make a big deal if you go 1 or 2 deliveries forward, but don't push it off too far. I don't think it makes a huge difference, but I always felt like if I went and did this like 5 times and didn't get the tile I wanted, that I had better luck just moving to the next delivery. I don't think that's actually true, and you don't want to push this off too many phases. But I want to test to see if the sun works in the astronomy grouping, and I got an item for the astronomy grouping. If I pass this up now, I may not get another one. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to work and reset up that. We're going to get Jupiter. Don't think there was anything else for a grouping other than Jupiter. So we'll grab Jupiter, head up here, and we have these 4 items. And see, let me just make sure I don't have that achievement already. I don't believe I do. Nope. So the sun did not work for me. So the people on the internet failed me once again. But we're going to go ahead and sort this phase, and then we will we will once again attempt to re-deliver. I apologize for making that little detour, but I specifically had set that up so I could test if that would work or not, with the sun being part of the astronomy grouping, and it did not pop the achievement. So Actually, just for the sake of completion. Okay. Tried. Didn't work. So we'll go ahead and skip forward, and we'll do the same thing we did before. Do the pause glitch. Wait until the camera pans back over to Wilmot. We will pause the game. Then resume, and start doing the manifest rerolls again. Again, I apologize for doing that, but I had established that as something I wanted to do in testing that astronomy grouping, so... And it's not going to make a big deal for us. So we once again did not get a banana, so head back over, do the guide button, quitting out of the game, and relaunching it, and we will continue on trying to get our bananas to show. I do recommend re-rolling for bananas or finches once they show up. I do not recommend re-rolling to try to get the first banana or finch to show up. That's why I have these methods set up the way I do, where I just tell you to play through until the first one shows up. I don't know exactly how the priority for items works. So I don't know if, you know, the banana might never show up in this playthrough. There could be some sort of, you know, system that the game has where it just decides at the beginning of the playthrough that bananas aren't going to show up at all. I do not know that, so I can't recommend that you sit there and try to re-roll at item 50, you know, to get your banana, because you may not have a chance to. That's why I just don't know. I can't tell you to do that. That might be a waste of your time. It's better to just spam through until the banana or finch shows up, and then use the reroll method to maximize getting your items. Unfortunately, this is not working out as well for us as it did in my other proof of concept videos. I did an example of this in the expert mode playthrough that I did, part 5, I believe, with finches, where we got all 3 of the other finches within like 16 rerolls. Like, I think the first one took 4, the second one took 5, and the third one took like 6 or 7. It was insane. Much better proof of concept than this is turning out to be, but it does work. I unfortunately, I think I lost the other playthrough where I did this with bananas, and it too worked really well, but it happens. If you've been watching the deliveries, you've noticed we've started to repeat quite a few items. The apple with the blue background has been in the last couple. That is just another proof that the game isn't drawing equally from all 500 items, you know, every time you get a delivery. I can't say for sure how the items are weighted, as I've stated, but I know they're not equally drawn from, so it tends, I think just about everyone who plays this game will agree that it tends to favor items that you already have, and there's our banana, second banana, that you already have in the warehouse. So that's why re-rolling can help you with your bananas and finches and grouping items, because you already have one of them in, so you're more likely to have a second one or third one or fourth one show up in your deliveries. Banana, a golden apple. So we will go grab those. The banana achievement will not pop. I already got it on this account in my other playthrough, Unfortunately, I lost that footage, so I was kind of hoping the finches would show up just so that it would pop the achievement. But it doesn't always work out that way. Okay, we will head to the next delivery. Unfortunately, it's going to be a stock take, so we'll have to go through another sorting phase here. I will grab the middle left pillar upgrade here and head back to work. And that's weird. It kind of feels like I didn't get a delivery. Well. Skip ahead. We are going to do the pause glitch. Once again, once the camera returns back to Wilmot, pause the game. We do not have a banana, so I will just do this until we get all four. That could feasibly mean we are here for a long time if we do not get lucky. But it shouldn't be too bad. I do very much enjoy this game, and I do recommend you guys taking a look at it, you know, and just playing the game normally. But I am sharing these methods because I could not get the finches my first playthrough. I think I've said this story in every single video, but I got nothing else to talk about right now. So, my first playthrough, I played completely legitimately. My first account, excuse me, for 50 hours. I didn't play expert mode. I literally just played the game normally, trying to get all of the groupings. And it was well beyond 50 hours. There's a third banana and a couple of patterns, so we will go grab all of those. There's item number 128, but CJ is gone. So we do not get a poster. Sorry about that. I don't remember what I was talking about now. I got distracted. Do I not have a pattern grouping up here? Nope. Okay. Just gonna let that build up. I apologize. I don't remember what I was talking about. We're gonna do the same thing we did before now. We move to the next delivery, pause the game, check the manifests, try to get our last banana. I think I was talking about my first playthrough. So I was 50 hours in, and I still didn't have finches, and I was getting tired of it. Like, I love the game, but after 50 hours of just going through the regular game, trying to play it normally, hoping finches would show up, I was getting sick of it, and, sick of relying on the RNG. Eventually, you would think the game would favor you, but I never got my fourth finch, so eventually I started checking the internet and looking to see if there were any other solutions, and I stumbled upon the expert method, where you can remove the, or reduce the time of the phases. And so you only have 1:07 to sit there, and you just sit there for the entire playthrough hoping that a finch shows up. And I do have a video that details that method. If you are interested, I can link to it. But, and that's what the other pause glitch, I will be making a video of that too, which is basically the same method except you can skip everything. But so I was messing around with expert mode for a while, and I still never got my finches. And while I was messing around with expert mode, I stumbled upon the pause glitch. And so when I stumbled upon the pause glitch, then being the 30-year veteran of gaming that I am, I started to wonder if there was any way I could manipulate the save the game saving to re-roll the deliveries. And so I stumbled upon both of these methods relatively quick to each other. And I wound up using them to get my finches. It worked the very first time I tested it, and I was able to get my finches, but it took me probably 60 to 65 hours, if not longer than that. So while I really, really want all of you to play this game and enjoy it as much as I did, I mean, this game made me feel like a kid again. I was very much looking forward to the next time that I could hop into the warehouse. I don't want you to have to suffer through the terrible RNG that this game bestows upon you. So that's why I am sharing these methods, because the RNG is just a little too much. These methods may go away, but we'll always have the memories we made along the way. I'm sorry, that was cheesy. If the methods do go away, I will update all of my media on my website and the videos to reflect that. Your best method beyond that would be checking out the expert modes videos that I made and just pretending that the the method to re-roll deliveries doesn't work, assuming both of them get removed. Although the re-rolling is probably more likely to stay in than the pause glitch. So we just continue on here. As I said, there's no real way to tell how quickly you're going to get the items, but it is definitely a better option than running around the regular game for 5 to 6 hours trying to get finches to show up. Or bananas. Or whatever you may choose to use this re-rolling method for. While I don't think it's worth spending the time to re-roll regular deliveries, maybe you'll choose to do that too. It's up to you. So we're not getting very lucky with the bananas. When I first started this, what I tended to do was, as I think I covered this a little bit, I would go 5 to 10 different re-rolls. When I started to feel like I was wasting my time, I would then move on and just head to the next month and re-roll the deliveries then. I don't think it makes any difference, if I'm being completely honest with you. But it made me feel like I was doing something different, which can be just as important. Grinding can be very soul draining, so even giving myself a little bit of hope that I was doing something that might change things made the process a little bit easier. You just don't want to do that too many times because you don't want to add too many more items to the warehouse, which gives the game less of a chance to get the item you are hoping to. Because I think we're up to like 10 now without getting our last banana here. We need the unpeeled one, I believe. Or the peeled one, excuse me. It is insane to me how much these items repeat. I am very much interested in how the game handles that, because as I said, even if you were pulling from a preset grouping of 200, you'd be hard pressed to repeat the items as often as the game does. I might give this another shot or two and then move on just to see if we aren't a little better off moving forward here. As I said, I don't know that it makes a difference, but it makes you feel like you're doing something different that could affect it, so. And we're getting to the point where it feels like it's a waste of time. Just making sure I didn't miss a peeled banana. We'll do it one more time, and if not, then we will move on to the next manifest delivery and try it again. I will say every time I have attempted this, it has eventually worked for me. There has never been once that I tried to re-roll deliveries and it didn't work. However, I don't recommend waiting until the final year, because you just run out of deliveries. If you start the final year re-rolling, you only have 6 deliveries to get all the items you need, and that is a lot of luck to work out in your favor. So you certainly probably can do it. I'm just not a lucky person, so. Okay, this will be the last time. And we will move on to the next manifest. I mean, ultimately, I have no idea if this hurts or helps. As I said, it just kind of makes you feel like you're changing things up, and it might help. Okay. So we got a music and a wheel item. Don't think there was anything else we need. Maybe that? I'm gonna grab that. Although I think I already got it. Been too distracted by everything else. So, did I already get music? Oh, I did. Okay. So that was a waste. We will drop off our wheel and we'll bring this over to the patterns. Yep, we already got this one too. Okay. There's accursed bananas. Okay, our next phase is going to be a stock take, so we will not get a manifest, nor will we have enough stars to upgrade anything. come on, that was mean. Okay, so we will now, once again, jump back in, use the pause glitch, wait for it to recenter over Wilmot, resume the game, and begin re-rolling again. And this may not make a difference, but I probably will not go beyond this month in trying to re-roll for bananas. That's actually what got me into trouble my, what was it, the 5th playthrough or something like that, when I was, I used an account from scratch to try to test all of these methods that I discovered, and I had 3 bananas, and I was re-rolling for a bit, and I was like, it's not working, screw it, I'll just come back to it. And I've been getting bananas once or twice each playthrough, it feels like, so I'll be fine. And then I went 20 playthroughs in a row without seeing a single banana, which means I didn't even have the opportunity to try to re-roll again. That is why I push so hard, even in my regular Zen playthrough and the regular playthroughs of the game that I wrote out in the walkthrough, to stop and re-roll the deliveries if you ever get a finch or a banana, because it may come back to haunt you if you don't get it done right away. You do not want to risk running into the situation that I did. Because, I mean, even with the pause glitch and re-rolling, another 20 playthroughs is a significant amount of time. I had 15 more playthroughs where it was the only achievement I needed. So it was another 4 or 5 hours just of doing this. Pause glitching, skipping through, waiting for a banana to show up. But it is not being kind to us. And that happens, which is why we try not to play kind back and we re-roll our deliveries. I apologize if you heard me drink. This is probably like the 11th or 12th hour of footage I've recorded in the last 3 days, so my throat is suffering quite a bit. I'm hoping to get this playthrough done and then do the pause glitch and reroll method just to show you how you should use it if you only have the finches or bananas left. I'll be making that video after this, and then I think all my videos will be done. And I can focus on the written content of my website, and I'm sorry, I don't know if you heard something fall. But once I get the written content of my website up, and to a point where I am satisfied with it, I will go through the videos and edit them with the information that is needed, and then everything will launch. I'm quite excited for the information that I'm planning to put on my website. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed making the content. I just have an itch for creating guides since I was, young. The idea that someone can understand a game so much to, distill it down to its basest info for the rest of the world to understand is an incredible talent to me. So, unfortunately, Wilmot's Warehouse is not being nice to us for our last banana here, and there's not really anything you can do about it. The further you push it off, the more items have a potential to come into the warehouse, so it's not a great idea to do that. I will say you might be saying, well, you mentioned that every time you've done that, it worked for you, but then you mentioned that bananas didn't work. In defense of that, I gave up on trying. I was like, it wasn't an instance where I was like, nope, I've done this 500 times, it's not working. It was, I've done this like 20 times, and I am trying to make this guide and test my theory, so I'm going to continue on. It was not a failure of the process itself, it was me being impatient. And it's important to keep in mind that if that happens to you, it is significantly better than wasting another 5 hours trying to find a banana again. I will admit, there may be something coded in where our fourth banana just isn't going to show up. I don't know. I don't know how this game is programmed. I'm not, even if the devs told me I may not understand it, I'm not very computer savvy. So we could be at this point re-rolling deliveries for an item that might not show up. I don't exactly know how everything is weighted. It's kind of sad because I'm watching all these items come in, and we would have a bunch of other achievement groupings if the game didn't autosave when the delivery dropped. You could in theory like re-roll and finish off your groupings, but unfortunately, the game autosaves, I believe, when the delivery finishes. So. Man, we're running out of. This is going a lot longer than I had anticipated. I'm disappointed that this didn't work as easily as the other ones did, but in a way, I'm also glad because it shows you that the other methods were kind of a fluke. You know, getting all 3 of the items within 15 minutes should not be the expectation. It is certainly possible, and the other time I did the bananas grouping, it worked like that for me. But this can also happen, where you are just sitting here doing this over and over and over again. And it's very boring, and that's why I try to emphasize the point that it is better than the alternative. But again, I don't know if this would... I don't know how the tiles are prioritized, so... Maybe in this playthrough, the game decided that the 4th banana tile is unavailable. It's entirely possible. I'm gonna skip ahead here. I'm not gonna sort anything, we're just gonna move to the next delivery phase. Unfortunately, this is what you might run into. I am curious, though, because this isn't the first time I have gotten to 3 of one of these groupings and not been able to get the fourth. So I'm not sure. Again, this is all speculation, but my very first playthrough of the game, when I was going through, I had the finches show up, and I got 3 of them, and I was never able to get the fourth. And so, you know, you see people online saying, well, this is rare, and it happens to you right away, and then you're like, well, those people are dumb. It was nice and easy for me, and then 50 hours later, I still hadn't gotten my finches, so, but between that and the playthrough where I didn't get the banana before, and now this one, I am beginning to wonder if there aren't instances where the game just decides you're not getting the fourth of an item. It just seems very weird that there could be one instance where I got the item, all 3 of them within 15, and then another one where we're probably approaching like 50, and we haven't seen the 3rd item yet. But all speculation. It's hard to say. It's so frustrating watching the same items come in every time. There it is. We finally got it, our 4th banana, so it did eventually work for us. Just nice to see that it did eventually come through, and all of my musings about it being impossible did not come to fruition. We did get our 4th banana, and we would be able to get the achievement if I didn't already have it. Am I missing it? That's not it. There it is. I also haven't really paid attention. Are there any other grouping items that came in? Don't know if we already have Saturn. I'll grab him. We have that. That's a music item. That is a music item, but we don't need it. I guess it's a tambourine-like thing. I'm not entirely sure. I think I have the golden apple. We have the wheel and the windmill. Saturn I have in my arms if we don't already own it. So I think that's everything. Yep, we're all caught up. Yep, we already had Saturn. So we'll get the banana dropped off here. This would be the achievement. However, I already have it, so nothing will pop. But there you are, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit more strenuous proof of concept of re-rolling deliveries and how it can help you. I actually, as I said, appreciate that it didn't work quite as quickly as it did the other times I've tried this, because the other times I tried this, it happened within like 15 rerolls overall for all 3 items, and that's just not, it's not going to work for you like that every time. So I kind of, it's kind of a good thing that it took a little bit longer today. Oh, come on. So I do apologize, this is a little bit of a longer video than I was expecting it to be. I will go ahead and we will do the next stock take phase to finish off year 4, and then we will continue on. I need to get some food anyways before I do the next couple parts. I was kind of figuring I'd be done with the with recording everything by now. We're gonna grab this middle pillar on the right, remove that. So yeah, there's another proof of the expert or pause glitch and re-rolling methods working together. I really hope that you guys take advantage of it. I don't know how long it may exist, but I want to share the information I discovered with everyone else. And this, I've known about this for a while, but I wanted to use it to launch my project, my website, and my YouTube channel, and all of that stuff. So I kind of took the risk that someone else would figure it out and launch it, but so far I haven't seen anyone else talking about it, so hopefully within the next week or two here I will get everything put up and available to all of you. But there we go, we are done, and I appreciate you guys taking a look at this. I hope it helps you out, and I will see you guys next time.